Hey, good morning. Austin from Bear Claw Land Services. Today we're going to be doing a driveway build. We've got topsoil that we've scraped off here. As you can see, a bunch of piles all around. This is sort of topsoil right here that fell off from up in this layer. This is sort of the clay with, or I guess they call it like sandy loam with rock. We got down to basically to where there's natural rock, so you can see. First, we're going to bring in 2.5 inch minus, and we're going to start by bringing in the base layer, and then we'll bring in some road base. But as we get closer to here, we're going to have to build a culvert in here. This is too big of a culvert. I'm going to have to order some smaller stuff. We're going to dig this out. We'll put in a culvert. That way, whenever water drains there, it's going to drain out right here. But the idea is we're going to build the driveway up, probably 12 or 18 inches. Maybe even close to 24. We're just gonna have to see how it goes whenever we get started. But this side over here, the elevation is higher. So what we're gonna do, I'll be removing all of this, taking it to the back of the property to build up our backyard. This side, with it being the high side, we're gonna build the driveway up to higher than regular grade here. And then we're gonna dig a small little ditch on this side of the house, or should be this side of the driveway, so that water stays, whenever all that snow melts, it comes this way, catches in the ditch, and it funnels around the driveway here. We'll build it up to where it keeps funneling this way, and then there's an irrigation ditch right behind our little storage shed right there, shipping container. Right back here, you can see there's part of the ditch right back in there, and it runs behind that tree. So the idea is the water's gonna come down this side, and then it's gonna daylight right back out here, so then it funnels all the way there. Our grade basically does this all the way to the back of the property. Big thing here whenever you're building driveways, especially in an area where you've got snow, you always want to figure out where you're going to direct that water and how you're going to get it away from the house, right? So here we'll slope back down, this will be built up, the water will catch over here, and it'll run this way. I've got a friend who has a grader. He's gonna come in, grade it, and then I'm gonna go rent a sheep's foot roller, and we're just gonna pack the crap out of it. So right, couple loads in here on the driveway build. And we've got 2.5 inch minus going down as our base layer. As you can see, we created sort of the base here. We got the dump truck just dropping loads. We're working backwards, starting at the front, and we're building back. Bolting the camera on one end, so it's gonna be a little bit bumpy. But you can see here, this is where I scraped all of this topsoil, clay material down into where we got really hard packed rock. And so this is what's gonna allow us to build on a solid base. Now this isn't perfectly smooth, because as you can see right there, you know, there's some rocks, there's some falls in here, but I'm not so worried about it because we're bringing in material. As you can see here, this is how we built the base. I've got to call a local landscaper, make sure that if I bring all this dirt, it's got a lot of clay in it, you know, it's got some topsoil, but I want to make sure that if I bring that back to build my backyard up, if I can bring topsoil over it, and if the microbes in the soil will sort of do their thing and allow grass to grow. I think that that's what we can do, but I'm going to confirm with a local landscaper here, because growing grass out here, we're in the mountains of Colorado, high alpine, it's tough. So you really got to be careful with what you do. As you can see here, I mean, there's a lot of clay and a lot of rock in that. So I can build it up, use it in areas that it's not going to be structural. Like, I don't want to use it underneath my back patio because this was the stuff that was sort of unstable and I wanted to scrape off for the driveway. But as far as like building up an area to where I'm just leveling out an area for a yard, I'm not worried about using it right there. My gut feeling tells me, and from what I know about soil health, is I could bring in several inches of topsoil on top of that, and it's going to allow me to plant grass, and then the grass will grow good. What I really want to be mindful of, though, is replanting trees. So I want to make sure that I'm not disturbing, like by doing this, I'm disturbing the soil, right? And what I want to make sure is that if I replant lodgepole pines, spruce, for aspens, if they're still going to be able to grow if I do all of these amendments in my backyard. From my experience gardening, I know that soil health is the most important whenever you're doing any sort of landscaping or planting, gardening, tree planting. So I want to make sure that my soil health is top priority, because at the end of the day, if I bring all of this material over to my backyard area, yeah, maybe I can build up to the level that I want to build, but if I can't grow grass on it, if I can't replant trees, I'm sort of moving backwards in my mind. Landscaping is the thing that I get most excited about. I like thinking about the fact that, all right, I bought 2 acres here, and it's my job to manage the land well. And what I believe here is that, yes, I've cleared a big area for my backyard, but what I'm prioritizing is erosion control. So one way to control erosion is to get plants and revegetation back in so that the roots take hold. Those suck up a lot of water. Now, if I were to just leave this dirt, which I'm not, I'd have erosion problems here. Like if, water that was coming around this side of the house, it would probably wash out right here. Water that was coming around from that side of the grade, I've already seen it start to wash out a little bit there. So one of my big priorities this summer is to get this spot revegetated. We got another load here. So I just come in, kind of pull it back, get this top layer off. That way I can drive over it. Just enough to drive over it. Push some back this way. I'll come around this other side. And in order to kind of keep my grade, it looks like we're coming down a bit right here because this is where the dump truck comes. So we'll dump some right there. Go forward. Shake it. Grade it. See, I thought I'd do like a cool little landscaped area around that, but the reality is whenever you're backing up, especially pulling in trailers and all that stuff, that tree is just right in the way. So I'm gonna lop it, get rid of it. It's 2 p.m. We're getting there, getting close. See that 870 cooling off right now. Time to refuel. I put about 10 gallons in at 8:30 this morning, and on average 2 gallons an hour. I'm not too bummed about that. All right, we got our first load of dirt waiting on us today. Day 2 of the driveway construction. Once again, we got 2.5 minus going down as a base layer. Gotta love it whenever the first load is here waiting on you. Whenever you get good dump truck drivers, take good care of them, because finding CDL truck drivers in this day and age is not easy. So when you get them, take good care of them, and they'll take good care of you. We're gonna fill in this area of the driveway, but I hear our dump truck coming, so I'm gonna get in Bobcat, haul it around, make room for it. Another load, here we go. We wrapped up the driveway project this last week, and last night, one of my friends who has a motor grader brought that piece of equipment over and did a quick grade on our driveway. So I was going to show you guys real quick, because this is my first drive in to the driveway, how it looks after the road grader came in. So you can see we built up the driveway so that it's higher on this side. Excuse me, we built it up so that the high side of the property will run into the driveway. We'll create a ditch with a mini excavator on that side. That way when snow melts, the water will come and drain this way and stay on this side of the driveway instead of flowing into the house. The next step in the process is to bring in road base. It's 3/4 inch road base, very smooth. It's what they build county roads here that are not paved. So we'll smooth that out. We'll do a very similar process. We'll use the 870. After the dump truck comes, dumps loads, we'll get a rough grade that out, do the same thing, have the grader come back, and then we'll compact it again. Just want to give you guys a quick overview of that. Thanks for watching.